Guys, I just got a notice that I got a delivery from Kraus Motor Company. Do you have problems getting your M8 or your twin cam into neutral? Well, this product that I'm going to show you today could solve that problem. So let's run out to the mailbox and see what we got. All right, so let's open up the mailbox. Here it is. This small part from Kraus Motors could change the way you think about your Harley Davidson touring M8 or twin cam motorcycle. And we'll get into it right after this. Ow! So the dreaded trying to find neutral when you're either at a stoplight or trying to get going with your buddies and you have to adjust something and you just keep going past neutral, can't get it, and finally it's there. We've all been there, guys. Can't find neutral when you really need to get into it, where they need to adjust something, your phone, something on your helmet, comms, anything. It happens to me all the time on these M8s, and especially on my CVO Street Glide. Because of that, I went on the search to try to find something that would make it easier to find neutral on these M8s. And I found this product by Kraus Motor Company called the EZ Shift. And let me tell you just a little bit about it before we get into the very easy install, and we'll see if this alleviates that problem of finding neutral. Small improvements can make a big difference. The Kraus EZ Shift changes your shifter's leverage ratio so you can easily find neutral even at a dead stop. Find neutral on M8 transmissions at slow speeds. Greater leverage makes smooth shifts across all gears, makes shifting 20% easier, enhances your riding experience, and best of all, made in USA of American billet aluminum. EZ Shift finds the right gear every time. Use on the stock shift or aftermarket levers, works great for short levers, easy bolt on in 5 minutes, fits all M8 baggers and soft tails. Billet machine from high grade material. So that's a little bit about the EZ Shift. I ordered it for my M8. I'm gonna put it on the 2021 Road Glide. And this is in the machine billet. You can also get this in a blacked out version. What this is gonna do is make that shifting and finding neutral that much easier. It takes about 5 minutes to install. You only need 2 wrenches, one to loosen this nut up here on your shift lever, and then one back here. I still have the stock shift lever on. If you haven't changed that out, and I need to do that, you should change that out sooner rather than later, because what happens is this will actually wear out over time and will break and you won't be able to shift. So that's something that I still need to do on all 3 of the bikes, but I haven't been able to do it. So I'm still running the stock lever there. So what we're gonna do is remove this, and then we'll begin to install the EZ Shift on the 2021 Road Glide. So guys, if you like today's video, give it a thumbs up. Also leave a comment down below. Have you had problems trying to get your bike into neutral at stops, or when the bike is not running, when you're trying to move it around the garage? Leave some comments down below. And then also at the end of the video, after you've seen how easy this is to install and how this thing shifts, leave a comment down below and let me know what you think of it. And also, is it worth the price? It is a pretty small price to pay. And Kraus products, if you're not familiar with them, this is the first one I've gotten. Seems like a very quality company, and they ship stuff out super quick. What you get in the kit is the EZ Shift and a set of instructions, and you're only gonna need 3 tools. You're gonna need a 1/2-inch wrench, a 7/16 and a 7/16 Allen to remove this bolt, which for shipping purposes, they actually put it up in here because this is threaded, but it'll go through this when it's installed onto the bike. Okay, so step 1, we're actually gonna take this front acorn nut off of the front part here. So for that, this nut here, you're going to need a 1/2-inch wrench, and for the one that holds it up against here, you're gonna need a 7/16 to hold that steady so that you can go ahead and twist that off. So I'm gonna go ahead and remove that, and there it broke loose. I'll just continue taking that off so that we can slip this front part of the shift lever off of this arm. That acorn nut off of there, so we'll go ahead and slip that out. Don't lose this washer that's sitting right there. So I'll set that there along with my nut. We'll slip that out. We've got the front out. I'm going to go ahead and move back to the back one here. Now that we're at the back, we're going to use our 7/16. The nut is right back here behind. So we'll go ahead and loosen that up. And a few twists here and I'll have that off. I've got both the front and the rear nuts off there. So that's my stock shift lever. It's already adjusted here with these nuts here to the length that I want. We may have to adjust that once we get the EZ Shift on here. So we'll see if we need to make some adjustments as we get the EZ Shift on. Now we're ready to put this EZ Shift component on. We need to remove this with an Allen. And then back here, there's another nut back here that will loosen that up so that we can slip that over this shift lever right here. So we've got all that off of there. We got the lever off, we got all the bolts taken out. So now we're ready to go ahead and put the EZ Shift on there. And this just slips on to that rear portion of the shift lever. It's just shaped just like that. And then what I'll do is I'll tighten this up again with that 1/8 Allen down here. And then the bolt that came supplied will go through here to tighten it up to the shift lever. Got my blue Loctite on, so I'm gonna go ahead and put that in with the Allen. So I'm not gonna tighten that down just too tight yet. I'm gonna go ahead and tighten this screw up against the back of that lever, so that should secure that completely before we go ahead and put on the shift lever. Now we'll just reverse what we did to remove this lever. We'll move this up into position, and then we'll go ahead and put our washer on there and our nut. So we'll get that started by hand, and then now I'm going to put this rear one in. We'll get it started by hand. Getting pretty close, and again, this is like less than 5 minutes to get this installed. The idea here is you want to get the angle of this and this somewhat parallel. You'll see that in the instructions. Go ahead and tighten this down, and then I'm going to give it a test and see if I can actually get this thing into neutral while it's not running, which is typically even more difficult. Real test here. Oh. Okay, we're in first. That just clicked into neutral. Then we're up to second. Let me go down half from second. I mean, this is incredible. Just shifting through the gears, it just feels much easier. Almost feels like there's additional lubrication or something in the shift mechanism, because this is just like butter as it's going through these gears, and that's neutral. I just found it just really a short click. So I'm not going to adjust anything here, and let's wrap this video up. Okay guys, that wraps it up. I mean, that install was super simple. And as I showed you, shifting now, it almost feels like there's additional lubrication or something in that transmission, but going from first into neutral was super simple, even with the bike not running, which, as you know, a lot of times these bikes are really hard to shift when they're not running. And then up into second, no problem. Third, I mean, it was just going through. I think this is going to be a great upgrade. And the most surprising thing, this part is $92. I will have links to both the black and the billet that I have down in the description. This is not a sponsored video. I purchased this, but I was just really looking for a solution, and man, I am super impressed with the feel of this. I may have to go out and get at least one more and maybe two more for the other bikes, especially the CVO Street Glide. It is super hard to get into neutral, and I've had struggles with that bike since the day I got it, but man, this makes a huge difference. And for $92 plus some shipping and tax, so just a little bit over $100. And Kraus shipped that out. I think I got it in like 3 days from the time I ordered it. And I mean, immediately got an email after I placed the order and said, "We got your order." And I would say within 15 minutes, it was already a shipping label created and on the way to me. So guys, that's this week's video. Go check out this playlist, check out that video, and don't forget to subscribe right up here.